Hey guys, Justice here, and today we're doing the second video in the Back to Basics, and we're going to be doing watercolor. Now, I showed the two things we're going to be using in this video. I'm going to be using the Derwent watercolor pencils and the Windpower watercolor paper pad. These are basically the only supplies that I have that are solely for watercolor. I mean, they work great, so it's not like I have... The reason why they're the only things that I have is because I have no interest in getting anything new at the moment. So I'll link those two items down in the description below in case you want to check those out. And other than that, let's get to this video. So we're going to be doing the same eyes we did in the drawing video, which if you haven't seen that yet, insert card here. But basically we're just going to be doing them in watercolor instead of graphite. So I am not a watercolor artist in the slightest, so you're gonna see this first eye comes out pretty messed up, like, just wait for it. But I mean, it's completely fine because the main reason why I'm starting this channel is so that not only can you guys learn and grow, but you're also watching me grow and learn as well. And that's also why I want to do this series, you know, getting back to the basics, revisiting things that you think you know, and then you're like, oh, actually, I might need to refresh on this. Now, I will say that throughout this entire video, I thought, you know, that it was really terrible, and then once I finished it and really took a step back and thought about it, I realized I actually didn't do too bad. Now, the first eye was definitely some messed up stuff. It was not working, but yeah. So let's talk about some techniques that I did use in this video though. A while ago you might have saw me using a tissue to dab some of the excess water. I always think if you're doing a watercolor painting, you should always have, whether it's a towel, whether it's a tissue, you just need some absorbent, here's when I go wrong, but you're just going to need some absorbent material to soak up, because that helps prevent mistakes. It helps control the medium a little more in case you get a little crazy with the water. And yeah, it's really, you just need it. And yeah, so I don't know what happened with the eyelashes. Like, yeah, that happened. And then we're adding in that pupil. And honestly, this eye probably wouldn't have looked as bad if I didn't do the eyelashes like I did. But, you know, things just happen. And it's a learning process, and you just gotta trial and error it sometimes. So now we're moving on to that next eye. And what I love about watercolor pencils is it's kind of like a familiar medium in a way, because you're drawing in a way and applying color there, and then you're adding water to make it into that water medium. And one of the techniques, I think I used it on here, you'll see it in a bit, is I kind of built up the color. But one thing with watercolor pencils is you can use them dry or wet. And when you use them wet, they come out a little bit more intense. So here, I'm darkening that rim, but the paper is already wet from when I did the first layer. So it comes out even more intense. And now I'm trying to blend that into that other layer a little bit. Another thing you can do with watercolor pencils, even though I didn't use it in this video, I don't oftentimes use it. You can actually kind of like shave off the pigment, like kind of like how you would do with a graphite pencil, and you can add water and make it almost like straight watercolor pigment like you would, and mix it. I don't usually do that because, number one, when I'm doing watercolor projects, it's usually not something that needs to be super detailed and super accurate. I just usually build on top of the color if I need, which doesn't let me get an accurate color, but it is more accurate than me just adding the blue pencil. So you might have, I think in the second eye I used green and blue, and I kept going back and forth between the green and blue pencil in order to get a greenish bluish hue. Now when I start this eye, I'm going to be using mainly just a blue pencil. I'm not going to build up like I did on that second eye. I'm not building up layers, colors to get a different shade, a different hue than what came already in the box. And this is okay for this painting because the eye is just a very pure blue. But it also I wouldn't recommend this for something like the second eye. I wouldn't recommend you just use the green pencil, because then that kind of takes away kind of the depth and the interest from that painting, and it becomes more, not mediocre, but it becomes, simple is good, but sometimes you want that extra oomph, you know? Now on this fourth eye, for whatever reason it came out looking very cattish. I think it had a lot to do with the fact that her eye wasn't as open as the previous three eyes, as well as the fact that I didn't paint the skin, which is something that I considered doing to try to see the effect. But I decided just focus on the eye. I don't think it's necessarily bad, I just think that because it was so different from the other three eyes, especially like even the eyes are more cooler while this one's more warm, it just created such a stark contrast that to me it made me feel like it was more cattish than the other ones. And I think, like I said, I think that's just because it was a different type of color, different shades and colors used on this one, and the fact that the skin color wasn't there. I feel like if I had painted the entire face, it would have looked completely fine, completely natural and normal. The fifth painting, the fifth eye, if you watch the drawing video, you know that I didn't really like this picture. I didn't think it was very good. And just in case you haven't seen the drawing video, which after you finish this one you should definitely go check out, it has like it's like very silverish, it's basically black and white, and it causes little interest. So this one was pretty simple, pretty boring, and yeah. But other than that, feel free to subscribe, give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and look out for those future back to basics videos coming up soon. See ya.